All right, good afternoon, everyone. Go ahead and get started with Coach Traylor here. JJ.
Jeff, is this your best recruiting class you've had at UTSA?
I don't know. I'll tell y'all about 4 or 5 years. I mean, evaluation's important, recruiting's important. The part the media doesn't like to talk about because it's too boring is the developmental part, and it's the high school coach in me. We work tons on fundamentals, eating correctly, developing the whole body, and making them the very best players they can be. So, talk to me in 4 or 5 years. I'll let y'all know.
What were some of the challenges of putting this class together?
It's just a new world. I mean, it's a new world, and still trying to get young men to understand that relationships, player development are still important, and we're in a new time, and you either adjust or you're a dinosaur. So we got to adjust and keep moving.
Greg.
Jeff, you might have to help me with the pronunciation of the name, but Daniel Ogundipe, the offensive tackle, is at least 24/7 has him as the highest rated guy you've ever brought in. Kind of what's special about him and what went into that recruiting process?
Very flexible, really good athlete, got a lot of upside. Promises mom I'd take care of him, so that's how we got it done. And a lot of recruiting, just a lot of work. Matt Maddox, Kurt Traylor, Tyler Preston, Colton Traylor, just tireless. And my staff, and Hunter Ritteman, who's our head of recruiting, who took over for Joe Price from the last 2 years, did an amazing job of organizing us and staying at it. We don't have a recruiting staff. We are the recruiting staff, right? So our coaches do a lot of double timing. And moving into this new conference, it's going to be a really hard task to continue to ask our coaches to do all that. We're going to have to get a recruiting department in here to handle a lot of the workload because we're double timing this.
You guys hit the running backs group pretty heavily in this class. I think it was 3 guys that you brought. Why was it important?
Since you cover us every day, maybe for the rest of the world, they might not know how voided we were at that room. So, our top 2 backs both graduated, and we had to address that need and get that room fixed immediately.
And you guys added Owen McCown as one of the last guys that was announced today. What does it mean to you to be coaching another player from that family, and what does he bring to the table for that room?
He started 4 games at Colorado. We're also excited about Jackson Gilkey. These guys aren't dumb. They know Frank's going to graduate, believe it or not, one day. And they know we've got a really good thing going here. We throw the ball indoors, and we like to throw it a lot. We snap the ball approximately 80 times a game. So you can have some really good statistics. And obviously my relationship there helped, but I've made no promises to anybody. The only promise is Frank Harris is the starting quarterback. And the day he graduates, there'll be an open competition. And Eddie Lee and Cam and Diego and all those guys can jump in there. And it's a new world, man. I mean, y'all know what this is like. It's a new world. You better rebuild 1 year at a time. The days of building for 3 and 4 years down the road are over. These are all 1 year deals nowadays.
Is it special to you to be coaching another McCown again after having the 3 from the older generation at Jacksonville?
I love all my kids. I mean, I love Eddie Lee. I love Jackson. Coaching every kid's special.
Okay, Don.
Jeff, it looked like you added a lot of size on the offensive line and some also the DB from Sam Houston. Cam Alexander has a lot of experience, and also in the JUCO ranks, you get some size from the JUCO on the O line and some experience both at defensive back and running back. Can you talk about Cam in particular?
Well, that was an area of need. We feel really good about our roster. Xavier Spencer got injured. That hurt him at the end of the year. DeJuan Griffin got injured. Zay Frazier is really producing, coming on. Obviously, Nick Fortune had a really good season, but we need to address that corner room, as you can tell, by taking 3. We got a seasoned vet in Cam and 2 young corners that we feel really good about. That's the beautiful thing about the transfer portal. It's the bad thing about it. A lot of great high school players are getting left out. So we're trying to be blended. Like the first day I told y'all when I met y'all, we're trying to have a blended roster, a few 4-for-4s, a few junior college, and as many high school kids we can that fit Power 5 measurables.
I know that you said you have a mix of high school and JUCOs. It looks to me like on the offensive line, you guys are wanting grown men there, and you got some really big size on some of these JUCOs that you're getting, and transfer portals on the O line.
Well, we just haven't been as large up there as we need to be. You got to have length, and we've been a really good inside zone team, GT, GY, but we'd like to get better at outside zone. So we need some length and some athleticism to help on the line. We're losing Maka and KD, which have been 2 3-year starters for me. That was an area of need as well, and we feel really good about the kids that we got.
You're kind of downplaying this, but Rivals has you as number 1, tied with Memphis for group of 5 best classes. I mean, you guys seem to have knocked it out of the park.
I didn't come here to be the best G5. I want us to get Power 5. So to me, we're 55 spots behind where we need to be. We got to get our NIL money up, or we're never going to get there. I didn't get the San Antonio kids because A&M got them, Oregon got them, and Georgia got them, and follow where the players are going, and then follow the trail, Don. Follow the trail.
Thanks, Jeff.
Hey, Greg.
Jeff, who from this group that you signed is going to be here early? Do you already know about that part of it?
I do. 16 of them will be here in January.
And where does this leave you in terms of numbers? I think it was 21 total guys that you brought in. How many more spots for transfers are
now? But that, who knows? We haven't had many of our kids hit the portal yet, but it's the way of the new world, man. Some of those guys come in and go, I might go somewhere else. Some of them might say, let's compete. We'll find out. So we're at 1 right now, and we'll have 4 left for the summer and into September. I say 1. We're figuring on a couple more kids that we've got committed that you guys don't know about yet. They're wanting to do a little signing day party, so we haven't announced them yet. So if we really get those, we'll have 1. If we were to not get those couple of kids, we could be up to 2 or 3. To just be totally honest, which I don't know if you can ever do that in recruiting, right?
And Jeff, you put out a tweet Monday about the Power 5 schools poaching players from UTSA. Got a lot of reaction to that one. What did you make of kind of the reaction you saw from that and how people responded to it?
I didn't look at it. My wife told me I got bashed by a lot of people. I really didn't look at it, and I meant what I said. I mean, when I was a little league coach, if I picked a kid like 3rd in the draft and somebody else wanted him, like we had to trade. That was the rules, like equal pick, right? Well, if we can figure out little league, the state of Texas has figured it out. They've got district executive committees. Those superintendents rule over the district. If the people don't like that rule, it goes to the UIL. And the UIL makes the final decision. If the state of Texas can regulate over 1,600 high schools, why can't we get an organization that can oversee 131 Division I schools? It just doesn't seem like it'd be that hard. Let's put some real thought into what's best for our game. Let's organize some rules. How would you like it if we were going to play horse and the rule was you had to say backboard before goes in. And so then you say backboard. So then I make it off the backboard, and JJ was all net. JJ said, well, that counts. It went in. And no, horse rules are it has to be off the glass. So I caught off the glass. It's a silly analogy, but that's what we're doing in college football right now. The rules, what are the rules? Somebody tell me the rules, because I know what the rules are. The rules are if you can't tamper. So what do the guys do that have been cheating forever? They go third party, and you can't catch them. So then you go to your player who's coming to you telling you what school's offering them what. You ask the kid if he'll turn them into the NCAA, and the kid's like, I can't, coach. Then all the players will be mad at me because I'm costing the players money.
What is there to prevent you from being more forward about who's tampering, or to out some people who you think are in the wrong here?
Well, as my wife told me, they're going to all say I'm just about spoilt milk. And the truth is, you can't prove it. Those guys have been doing this for years. It's NIL. Now it's legal. They've got agents. There's a workaround. You're not going to get a text. You're not going to get a screenshot. They're really good at what they do. And it's going to take some serious enforcement to make guys quit it. I don't know how it is. And I'm not against NIL. I hope everybody hears me on that. I'm for these kids making the money. I just don't like me developing them and then someone coming in and just taking them from us when my kid's on my team and he really doesn't want to go. So what can we do to help that kid? And I get it. We got to get our NIL money up there. We do. And I understand the boosters that are like, when does it stop? And I think that's where we got to get to. Like, where is the amount of money we're going to give all these kids? And once we get to there, at least it'll let ADs and coaches and presidents know what we're all trying to do. I feel bad. I'm so thankful for Martin Salinas and April and Pat for the 210, inspired.org. I'm thankful for what Bob Wills has got going, that PM group. I'm thankful for Runners Rising. Those guys are busting their tails, but at what point are they going to look at me and go, Coach, when's enough? And I would like to get it to a point where all my kids at UTSA are getting a couple $1,000s a month, and they do community service for that. Go speak to children, go read to children, go serve, food shelters, whatever that looks like for San Antonio. Serve the city. And then anything they make above that, that's good. Go make what you want to. I hope we can get to that model. If we can get my assistant coaches pay up where it needs to be and our NIL money up where it needs to be, I will retire here and we'll win a lot of ball games together. But if we can't get those two things, I can't keep up. I've lost 5 coaches in 3 years, and we've got to get our pay up. And so we're going to need help. It's going to take people in the city, if they think we're worth the investment, to help us.
Don, back to you.
Hey, Jeff, did you get an answer from the NCAA? I mean, you called them out in that tweet, saying, what do we have to do? Have you heard from anybody with any sort of authority?
Yes, sir. I spoke with them before I put the tweet out. They want to catch them too. They don't have the manpower, and they need me to go on record saying who. And then it's going to be my word versus his word. And I don't want to get my players in that because I've already talked to them. They really don't want to go down that road. But the person that's doing it and the people that are doing it, they saw my tweet. And it's probably just going to up the money for my kids. And if they leave, good. Maybe it helped them in their pocketbook. I don't know.
Are you confident that the culture that you have built with some of these young players who would be on their radar would keep them here despite the monetary advantage to go somewhere else?
I told y'all last year that we weren't going to pull this miracle off again. I'm grateful for Martin and April and Pat and Bob and Runners Rising, because they're going to stymie the tide because our guys here are doing decent. But let's be honest, the couple that came to me that got offered the money, they're going to their NIL deals here. There's no way. I don't know what those are exactly, but there's no way they compare to what they turned down. I don't know how much longer we'll be able to fend that off. I hope we can. We're going to have a very special team. We've proven our guys can get the National Football League from right here. And I pray they don't. But sometimes if that money gets too large, I'll have to tell them I don't blame them. Same thing I had to tell Will Stein. Same thing I had to tell Barry Lundy Jr. Same thing I had to tell Rod Wright. All right. Sometimes you got to tell them, I don't blame you. You got to go.
Okay, Vinny, we'll go to you.
So, Coach, do you see a roadmap? You sound encouraged, but you say if people feel that they want to invest, do you see a roadmap to meet the NIL needs that you need to meet here?
I do, because of what Don said. Our culture is so special. Our city is special. That background that you see is very special. That Alamo Dome. This is a unique opportunity. I think we have as easy a path to the playoffs as anybody else in the country. And I don't mean easy like it's easy, because it's not easy. But the AAC provides us an opportunity to get there. It provides us an opportunity to play in big-time bowls against really big-time teams. And I know y'all have heard my corny saying since the day I got here. Always let your dreams be so large, your prayer life has to match it. So when the dreams come true, no human can take credit for it. We got to keep praying and keep working. And we're going to get there. It's hard work, but if it was easy, everybody'd do it, Don. Or Vinny, whoever asked that question. I think it was Vinny. Sorry, Don.
All right, anything else for Coach Traylor?
Are Greg and JJ the only ones that are secure enough in themselves to let it be seen on the screen? Like, are you not having a very good day? There you go, Vinny. Represent, baby. I love it. Yes, sir. Birds up, baby. Anything else, man?
I think we're good. Thank you, Jeff. I appreciate it.
Appreciate
Thanks,
y'all.
Jeff.
God bless. Have a happy New Year and Merry Christmas. Birds up.
Thanks, everyone.